12. I want to go over a question that I did today in class because I didn't do it completely right. I made a mistake with my term at the end. It was the last question, so I thought I'd do a video, even though I've corrected it on the website. The photo on the website is actually correct. I want to quickly go over it again. So it was question 5 from exercise 8.9, and it was the taking 7% off, which gave us a GP. So I'm just going to set it up first. So the question reads, water evaporates from a pond at an average rate of 7% each week. So my first step is to say, well, the pond is 100% full. And then after 1 week, so that's when I start, that's my first term. And after 1 week, it's 100 times 0.93. Then after 2 weeks, it's 100 times 0.93 times 0.93 again, so 100 times 0.93 squared. Now, I'm setting this up the same way because it just makes sense to me to have my first term as 100. So that's at the beginning, at 0 weeks. This is after 1 week, and this is after 2 weeks. Okay, so the first question asks, how much is in there after 1 week? Well, we've got that there. So here's 5A. After 1 week, I'm not going to set up the term. I'm not going to write out A to the end. I'm just going to take it from here. I'm going to go 100 times 0.93, which gives me 93%. Now, after 2 weeks, well, I've got that there, 2 weeks. Now, this is what I'm going to write. This is term 3. And that equals 100 times 0.93 squared. Which, if I go to my calculator, 100 times 0.93 squared gives me 86.49. So 86.49%. Then after 3 weeks, well, 3 weeks is going to be term 4, which gives me 100 times 0.93 cubed. And that gives me 80.4357. Yep. Well, then it asked me for 15 weeks. Well, 15 weeks equals T16, which is 100 times 0.93 to the 15. Let's type that in, 100 times 0.93 to the power of 15. We get 33.67, which I know is right, so that's B. And then the question asks, if there was no rain, how long would it take for the pond to only have 25% of its water? So I need to find T of N. I need to find T of N equal to 25%. Well, 25%, and this is where I made my mistake. I just said, well, T of N is 100 times 0.93 to the N. That's what I said, but it's the N minus 1. And you can see it here, look, there, and we know in the formula, T of N equals A R to the N minus 1. So I was just a bit hasty this morning. Anyway, divide by the 100 and I get 0.25 equals 0.93 N to the minus 1. Now you could take the log of both sides, but I like playing with the actual definition. Remember the definition? y equals a to the x, well, x equals log to the base a y. And if I go over here, n minus 1 equals log of 0.93 of 0.25. And I know that I can choose any log and just write that as any log of the top over the log of the bottom. So I'm going to choose ln of 0.25 over ln of 0.93 and n minus 1. So ln of 0.25 divided by ln of 0.93. And that gives me 19.1. Now I add that 1 over, so n equals 20.1. But I've got to remember from up here that 20 will be the 19th week, because the week is one behind the term. So that means that if n equals 20, t of n equals n minus 1 weeks. So in the 19.1 week, somewhere in the 19th week. So in the 19th week, it'll hit 20%, you'll get 25%. And that's the answer to the question. So hopefully that makes that a little bit more clear. Than I did rush through it rather quickly today. Have a go. They do get hard, those questions in that exercise. So if you're having trouble, I might make another video during the holidays to give you a hand with that.